Hey everybody, welcome to this brand new channel. I am Jay, and welcome to being here, guys. If you guys come from my other channels, let's just keep it a secret because I'm trying to keep this new channel up for as long as possible. And if YouTube takes it down with all their censoring, I can't risk it affecting my other channels. So if you comment anything remotely talking about my identity or my channel, I'm just gonna delete it, guys, because I really want this channel to remain up as long as possible. So just refer to me as Jay. But if you remember my other political channel that'll not be named here, it's going to be very different, unlike before where I took the time to edit and show a lot of pictures and stuff like that. This is just going to be a very unedited, unrehearsed talk about various issues and just what I know about them. So whether some of my facts aren't perfect or whatever, it's just going to be my current opinions as of this moment. And in the future, I definitely like to do more, put some more time into it. However, for those that are watching my other channel, you know that I have a lot of things going on there and I don't quite have enough time to devote to this one. However, I may definitely step it up in the future. In fact, I may even re-upload some of those political videos from my previous channel. They're not so relevant now that Trump's president, but if you would still find it entertaining, maybe I will. But either way, let's get right into what we are talking about today. Today we have two major themes, Nike and Alex Jones. Oh, and by the way, going forward, you will see a lot of what you may think is outdated themes, but of course this channel is brand new, and so I can't just ignore everything that's gone so far. But let's look at our first topic, which is Nike. As you know, Nike recently partnered with Colin Kaepernick, the guy who started kneeling in all those football games. And it's recently been a huge, massive controversy. Everyone either really likes it or really hates it. They released this slogan, I'm not sure if you've seen it. It says, "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything," and it shows Colin Kaepernick's face. Now, people could take away a lot of things from that, but as a conservative, I'll tell you right now how utterly offensive that is, and a lot of soldiers have spoken up on their behalf as well. You know, I'm not sure exactly what Colin is referring to when he says sacrificing everything. I know that he's not playing this season, so maybe he's sacrificing the $19 million he's not making, so he'll just have to settle with the $150+ million that he has right now. Tough life, I know. But look at soldiers, you know, the ones that go over to Iraq and Iran and all over those places that have to fight and give their lives for us every day. And those are the ones that are sacrificing everything. This guy's not sacrificing anything at all. They have no idea what people fight for every single day over in the Middle East. So when he says he's sacrificing anything, I see that as an abomination. Honestly, it's horrendous. At the same time, though, am I going to burn the Nike stuff I have? No, not because I approve of Nike. I don't. I probably won't buy any more Nike stuff. But I don't see any use in burning their stuff. I already paid for the item. In fact, honestly, the best way to really make them mad is just return the products. I know it's not a statement, but you know, return the products, get your money back. That's honestly the most you can do. Even if you sell it and get money, they still sold it to you first, so that's still not that great. So I'm not going to be burning my Nike shirt. I'll try not to wear it in videos if that bothers you guys, but I don't openly support them. I'm not a big clothes guy. I really just couldn't care less what I'm wearing. But yeah, that's my opinion on the matter. I'm definitely not for Nike. I think this whole thing is just out of control. And you can really see what happens when Democrats boycott something and when Republicans boycott something. Let's see what happens. The Democrats boycott In-N-Out. They say, you know, they donated a grand total $25,000 to the Republican National Committee, which honestly isn't that much anyways. And so they said we should not go to In-N-Out because they're Republican. I guess that's a sin now. Okay. So, you know, all the conservatives go over there. I went that day, and In-N-Out had their best day of the year. That's what happens when you boycott and get away in Republicans. Now let's see what happens when the Republicans boycott something. We don't like Nike now. Look what happened. Nike drops $4 billion in one day. And then the director of the Nike has to actually come out and say that, we're a $76 billion company, so if it means losing a couple, as he put it, make America great again, people, then so be it. And that's not an exact quote, so don't quote me on that. But he just openly said that he doesn't even care if he loses that many people, because I guess he just wants a 100% liberal base, which, I don't know if he realizes, but Republicans make up 50% of the people in the US. So he's going to lose quite a lot of money. But whatever, his business, I guess. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at our second topic for today, which is Alex Jones. I'm taking the risk even talking about Alex Jones right now. A lot of people have been banned simply for talking about him, which is why it's imperative this channel is completely and totally separate. And if this channel gets banned, you'll know why. It's this topic more than anything. As you know, Alex Jones was a very outspoken conservative analyst. He's been on YouTube, he's been part of InfoWars for a really long time, and I'd say he's probably the most successful conservative reporter on this channel. There's others like Mark Dice that I like, but they're not as big, and they probably will never will be now with YouTube censoring. But let's look at Alex Jones. He got banned for supposedly breaking a lot of the community guidelines on YouTube. Now, I will say I am not in 100% complete support of everything he's talked about. Some of his conspiracies can get pretty wild. However, I'd say the large majority of the stuff he talks about I can support. And honestly, even if the topic that he's talking about is offensive or people don't agree with it, I think it is absolutely wrong to censor him. When you look at everything that's online right now that's inappropriate, that's still on YouTube, that no one's took the time to block, and then they say that this is offensive. Here's a fun fact for you. In America, it's called freedom of speech, and you can say whatever the heck you want. If you can go out and verbally attack the president and give him death threats and say whatever you want on YouTube, if all that's allowed, then certainly Alex Jones can come out and talk about the Sandy Hook massacre. Was that a giant red hot button for a lot of people? Absolutely. Were some of the kids killed there that the parents were talking about and getting all upset with Alex Jones? Absolutely. That's definitely an issue, and I'm not really sure where I stand on that specifically, because obviously a lot of these conspiracies cannot be proven wrong or not wrong. Now I have heard about that particular topic, in that he was talking about there was a lot of crisis actors hired to amp the scene to support the gun control movement. Now, that's not to say that there weren't any kids killed there. Absolutely there was. And so the parents do have a justifiable concern when complaining about that. So I think we can find a nice middle in between this, that there was a lot of real tragedies there. And, we're all not happy about that. And then, on the other hand, there could have been crisis actors there. In addition to that, I talked about that in one of my old videos on my old political channel, referring to CNN, that they hired crisis actors, because you could see the same lady across the country under different names. So I do definitely think that's something out there. I don't know if it's for Sandy Hook specifically, but let me get back to my point here. With Alex Jones, I think that regardless of the topic, America is for free speech, especially on YouTube, and I think on YouTube you should be allowed to say whatever you want unless it's inappropriate. And I'm talking about violence, nudity, obscene language. He does swear sometimes, but so does a lot of people on YouTube. I mean, really, you need to compare and decide for yourself, what do you not allow on YouTube? There's a lot of violence, a lot of nudity, a lot of swearing on YouTube. So why is this guy not allowed? Because you don't agree with his opinions? I just think that's absolutely just atrocious that they would block him. I wouldn't call myself alt-right, and he may consider himself alt-right, because there is a lot of things that he talks about, and I don't know if I agree with all of it. But I think the same is for the CNN YouTube channel. I'm not going on all these protest websites to demand that CNN channel be torn down. And honestly, the stuff they put up is ridiculous. I don't even watch CNN, but I'm not going and demanding that they be taken down. If they want to talk about trash, you know what? Go ahead. I guess it's free speech. I'm not trying to burn down their studio or attack them when they're on the street or anything like that. I'm not doing that because it's free speech. So the way he was taken down was absolutely just horrible. Especially, and this is a big thing, when you consider that not only did YouTube take him down, but it was also Spotify and Google and iTunes and eventually Twitter. All but one of those happened on the same day. And that makes me wonder, like as one of the conspiracies he was talking about actually, are all these companies controlled by one larger entity? I mean, you got to wonder. Supposedly, all these companies are completely separate, yet somehow they all decided to block him on the same day. I guess some people would say that whatever the first company was, all the other companies took that as a signal like, okay, I guess we'll go ahead and do it. But I don't know. This seems kind of fishy that they would all block him on the same day. It seems like a collective measure to shut him down. And the reason why this is so significant, because other people have been shut down before, the reason why this is significant is because Alex Jones was the biggest conservative YouTube channel. And if he was able to be taken down, that puts a giant risk on pretty much anybody. It really turns a page in what is considered free speech. So that's going to be a major problem going forward in America, and we're really going to have to try to really make clear on what we consider free speech and what really is too far. That's the problem. And honestly, though, I don't think there is such a thing as too far. Is there things that offend me? Absolutely. But here's a newsflash. If it annoys you, if it offends you, turn it off. That's why the whole cyberbullying thing, I guess we're kind of getting off topic, but I'll talk about this for a little bit. The whole cyberbullying problem, honestly, I do not understand because while there are definitely some cases where maybe the offender has some footage or some information that he's holding over the victim that is forcing him to do certain things. While there are situations like that, okay, I'll give you that. But most situations is that it's just some nutcase online, telling the other person, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, and then the victim's getting all offended to the point where sometimes they just often kill themselves, So, but most cases, it's not as extreme as what I just described. Most cases, it's just someone saying, bad names about people. And these kids listen to these random people instead of just, turning it off, I just don't understand why it's so hard, I haven't had too many hate comments on my YouTube channel, although when I do comment on other political channels, I've gotten some pretty interesting responses. But do I get all upset and just jump off the bridge? No, I can either, sometimes I'll actually just respond back because their comments are so stupid. And other times, I just will not go back to the channel. I'm not going to let it affect me, So honestly, when people say we need to get a better control on cyberbullying, I think the number one thing that we can do is just be more aware of what our kids are doing online and simply turn it off instead of having to change the whole world to fix them. Is that still a problem? Absolutely. But what is more plausible in the immediate? Turning off the computer. So that's just my token thought on that. That was actually kind of off topic. But overall, these three topics we've been talking about is free speech. Free speech is so important in America, and we need to make sure that we uphold all these things as put in the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. We cannot let these new age Democrats affect everything that we fought so hard for in all these wars, guys. It's very important that we maintain all that, guys. But that is it for today's episode. Tell me if you liked it. Is this a format that you guys will continue to watch? We have obviously tons and tons and tons of more topics that we can talk about, guys. I'm going to try to post at least once a week. Today's Wednesday, so let's just say every Wednesday. Let's start with that. Again, I do have another channel, so we'll see. Let's start with every Wednesday, and I'll try to post more, but we'll see, guys. So again, I am Jay. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.